Well, I'm finally going to tackle the front bed and see what I can do out there to clean everything out. Looks like I got some foxglove that are going to come up there at the end closest to the porch. I'm real happy about those. I've had those for a few springs. Right now is the time for the little flowering of the maple trees. They have the little red, I call them red boogers, that fall down from the tree and coat the sidewalks and stuff for a while like snowdrifts. But I like the trees for the shade. Helicopters will be here soon. Now I need to redesign out here. This end has our main drain that we have to have cleaned out preventively every so often, so I've got to redesign out here. I'm trying to figure out if I want to put rock or stone in there. I've got to move a whole lot of those plants and get them resituated so they won't get crushed. There's a few hellebores, hosta, all those things in there. And so far I've not had any blooms on the hostas yet. I'm sorry, the hellebores yet. So I'm kind of anxiously awaiting that. But they're looking good. I've kept the guards on them all winter long so they won't get eaten. I don't know if they eat hellebores. But anyway, you can see a lot of dead things that maybe I should not have left over. I know, yes, that's the hiding spot for the good pollinators, but it's also for the bad bugs too. I've got a lot of the anemones here that I have to cut down because they grow up from the ground up fresh every year. I think I'm going to have a lot this year. And there's a hydrangea, but I'm pretty sure I want to move the hydrangea and put it in a little bit more sun this year. I think it'll do a lot better. So I may try digging it out while it's this small to take over to the side garden. But I do see a lot of buds on it. It's doing pretty good. And I've got a few hypertufas with hostas, mini hostas in here. I think this one was something called like dragon tail. And I may put those on a gravel bed at the opposite end when I do my redesign. You can see that hosta and how it died back and left the little sticks up. And a few more of the foxglove. I don't know what that one in the front was with the sticks coming up. Some plant. I've got a few ferns that I hope come back. And of course more hosta in the hypertufa bowls. That's the one that I can't identify. I cannot for the life of me. I've tried looking through a few pictures, but I don't remember what that was. And I've got some ajuga beginning over here. And I hope it spreads. It would help suppress weeds on this end and look pretty under the hosta. And this little hosta miniskirt is what it's called. He's going to need to be buried just a little better. It looks like his roots are getting exposed. And I've got the Angelina. I'm trying to get started because I extended the bed out under this magnolia, star magnolia. And it has a lot of the fur things coming out now, catkins I think they're called. And it is, by the time I'm going to get this issued, it'll be blooming because it blooms at the time when the maple starts or continues dropping those red things. So this won't take long. There's not a lot to clean out. Now there'll be weeds I'll have to get to, but that'll be a later thing after I pull out all these weeds and things. And it does look like I'm going to need to spray some algae remover off the brick and these, I guess you call that the windowsills. I need to do that too. So we'll be getting to that. And out here under the trees, the moss is sprouting more and more. I do plan to gather more and more of that because I'm liking that in the terrariums. I want to find some springtails and experiment with that. A little bit wary of it, but I've got to try it on a few. Meanwhile, I'll just set the camera up and we will work on this. I'll put it on a fast speed. Doesn't take me long to get this. It probably no longer than an hour to clean out the whole thing and then get all the stuff I cleaned out boxed and bagged. And I hope as I tread into the flower beds there, I'm not crushing anything. I know I have geraniums growing in there, but I've not seen any evidence at all of anything sprouting, and I'm hoping it's too early and that I won't see them, not that they've died out or something like that. Most of this that I'm having to clean out here is the anemone. The Japanese anemone spreads quite a bit, and I kind of go back and forth, letting it spread or trying to keep it curbed in right here. And it did swamp the hydrangea. I think that's what's kept it from blooming real well, because it's just too shaded out by the trees and the anemones. But we just have to experiment each year and do what we can to get the results that we want, and then keep adding or subtracting the plants that we like. I wish the work went as fast as when I can put it on fast speed to get this done, but it's getting done. Oh, and I might mention my irrigation hose that you see out there. Yes, I do leave it out all winter. Sometimes it survives the winter and it works okay. If it doesn't, I can usually get one for about $10 to, snake back through. So I don't worry about it. I, unhook it and everything, but I don't pull it out most of the time unless I know it's already like blown out and I do need to get a new one the next year. So we'll test this in the spring and see what we want. I'd like to think that I might try and get some real irrigation pipe in there and see if I could set something like that up, or maybe hire it done, but I haven't made any kind of decision on that yet. We'll just keep that on the back burner and see what I can do for the plants I've got. Now these anemone, I had made a video last year. I did trim them back a little after they've gotten pretty big. I don't remember what month that was, but I can reference a video up here in the corner for you to check out that video. Don't trim your anemones. Did I say anemones? Because that cuts off their bloom and they will not bloom there. And look, when I investigated this, I'm sure that is a bloom there. Don't see any on this one, at least that I caught right now. But that front one does have blooms. But I do think I'm going to have to move these because they're going to get swamped by the new arrangement I put over here. And I don't want the drain clean out to smash one, especially if they're going to grow and spread. I need to adjust and put them in a different corner. Now the mouse ears in this hypertufa did real well, bloomed last year, looked so pretty. So each year they come back, so I'm real pleased with this. That's the blue mouse ears in there. I really, really like that in the hypertufa. And this one is miniskirt. Love it too. It's time to get the old garden wagon out again for the spring. And unfortunately, I'm having some issues here. It looks like the tire is bad. Look at that. They go flat, but they also get rotty, I guess is the word. I don't know what you call that. But I need to replace it. And in order to replace it, you just go down to Harbor Freight. And there's your new one for only, let me look. Let me see, a bit, $8.99. You can see it right there. $8.99. That's all it costs to get a new wheel, and then you're in business again. So, and that's it. Harbor Freight. Most usually, I've done this before. I don't know if these tires rot easily or what the issue is, but I've done this before. Don't remember which one, but I just know that and I'll turn it over and we can make a repair. I wonder, I mean, since it's low, is there any possibility that it just needs air? I have no idea. Let me see. I know the last time I replaced it, let me make sure I'm still in the camera. Yeah, the last time I replaced it, it was, I don't know, like all crumbly. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll check. I know all I have to do is, let me get real close. That little, it's called a cotter pin. This little thing that goes through the center. You just have to pull that out. And then you just set it back up on there. I mean, the tire comes off. You just set it back in there, push the cotter pin back through. That's all there is to it. But it might just need air. So let me check first. I had to go get my husband for this part to fire up the compressor to add the air. I know how to put the air in, but I don't know all the things to get the compressor started, and I'm sure not going to damage his compressor. But anyway, he got it all fired up. It is so loud that I have to voice over this part because it would hurt your ears. It's hurting mine as I stand here and do this. But anyway, you take the little cap off that little, whatever that thing's called, and then you can just take the end and press it on it. Now these, I pressed it on there until it got nice and hard, which it did very quickly. So it was just low. I should have investigated that before I went and bought a new tire, but hey, now I got a spare tire that will wait, and the next time one crumbles on me, I've got it ready. It ended up that all 4 tires were low, so I did fill all of those before he turned off the compressor, and now my wagon's all ready to go. So don't be like Kim. Check the air in the tires before you go buy a new one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.